What is up, guys? I am here with my WrestleMania 29 pay-per-view review. WrestleMania ended about a few hours ago, and I gotta say, overall, for WrestleMania, it was, it wasn't the worst, or it wasn't the greatest. It was kind of in between. It didn't have that WrestleMania feel, if you asked me. It just felt like, like either a 3-hour Raw, or just a normal pay-per-view, if you ask me. It didn't really have that big WrestleMania feel that it should have had. But I'd say I was enjoyed by it by the most part. Now, of course, for WrestleMania, the pay-per-view actually started. We had the 1-hour interactive pre-show, which wasn't really interactive at all. You had JR, Kofi Kingston, which I thought was weird, Dusty Rhodes. I'm pretty sure there was a fourth person, but I can't think of who it was. But if there wasn't, then I'm thinking of nothing. But if there was, someone please comment below. They had their whole little panel thing. Kind of like an ESPN kind of thing, which was cool. I thought it made the show seem important that they were doing that, and they're pretty much hyping everything about WrestleMania. And we actually didn't get the pre-show match probably until, I'd say, almost 40 minutes into the pre-show, which I thought was odd, because they easily could have fit that match in, hopefully another match, but nope. The pre-show match is only 5 minutes, by the way, so I thought that was really stupid. And the pre-show match was the Intercontinental Championship Match, Wade Barrett versus The Miz. This was, like I said, 5 minutes. I thought right when it started getting really good, that's when it pretty much ended. Barrett ends up hitting Wasteland, Miz ends up locking the figure 4. I forgot what Barrett was doing, but Miz ended up locking the figure 4 somehow, and Barrett ended up tapping out, and Miz became your new Intercontinental Champion. Like I said, right when it started getting good, match ended, so there wasn't really much to talk about that match. But it was whatever, I guess. And then we actually go into the main show, which was opened by the 6-man tag team match. Randy Orton, Sheamus, and The Big Show versus The Shield. Good match, good opener. I was enjoyed by it. The Shield didn't look as dominant as they usually do, but they were doing a really good tag work, I thought. Orton, Sheamus is the majority of the time. Big Show, they had that thing where they didn't really trust Big Show, they weren't really tagging him when he wanted to be tagged. It's kind of like the whole deal, well, why is he your tag team partner if you don't trust him? It was weird. But when Big Show did get in the match, he basically destroyed Ambrose, and it was just a fun opener, I thought. Ending came when Orton was actually in the ring, Sheamus on the outside. It was Orton and Ambrose going at it. Rollins jumps from the top rope. Orton catches him in midair for an RKO. Gets speared by Reigns, who, by the way, had a new sleeve tattoo, not just a tattoo on his shoulder, but his entire arm is now covered. He looks completely different, might I add, by the way. And Big Show's actually on the apron, just sitting there, and then Ambrose pins Orton 1, 2, 3. Big Show not caring. Orton's pissed I didn't break the pinfall up. He's basically asking, why didn't you help me or whatnot. Sheamus tries to get to the ring. Big Show knocks him out. Then he knocks Orton out and just walks away with Orton and Sheamus basically laying in the ring dead. And then, it basically leads to believe that they're going to feud. I don't know if they're going to do Orton and Sheamus versus Big Show at maybe Extreme Rules, or they're going to have Orton and Sheamus go at it, or they're going to have Sheamus and Big Show go at it again. I don't know what's going on. Maybe they'll do a triple threat with those three. I don't know. But it's interesting to see how they go with this. Next match was Ryback versus Mark Henry. This match wasn't really that great. You can almost say this was a squash match if you actually think about it, because Ryback honestly didn't get that much offense in this match, which I was surprised by. They went at it at first, and then Mark Henry basically just kept throwing him out and beating the hell out of him. So I was kind of shocked by that. And I was actually really shocked by the ending when Ryback went for shell shock. Mark Henry held on the ropes, fell on Ryback, flipped him over, and pinned him 1, 2, 3. So Mark Henry defeats Ryback, which I'm pretty sure everyone was shocked by, because everyone expected Ryback to win the match. So that was kind of weird, because everyone thought it was going to be his WrestleMania moment. But after the match, Ryback gets pissed and gives Mark Henry shell shock, which I kind of think Mark Henry winning took away from that, because the whole point of having a big WrestleMania moment is having that moment where he lifts him up, shell shocks and pins him. But since Ryback got pinned and then he did shell shock right after, kind of took away, if you ask me. But whatever match, like I said, you can argue that was actually a squash match because Ryback didn't get much offense in it, but it is what it is. Next, it was the WWE Tag Team Championship Match. Team Hell No versus Dolph Ziggler and Biggie Langston. The long-awaited in-ring debut of Biggie Langston. It was a good match. I liked at the beginning how they teased a WrestleMania 28 do-over when Ziggler had AJ give him a kiss. Turned around, Bryan kicked him inside the head, got the 1-2, then Ziggler kicked out. I thought that was good. really good tease. I think everyone thought it's going to be 18 seconds all over again. I even jumped out of my chair because I thought it was going to be 18 seconds, but it wasn't. And the tag match excited was good. You know, Biggie Langston really didn't do much. Him and Kane went at it. Basically, was doing the same things he's been doing on Raw for like the last couple months, where, you know, like he did on Raw this past Monday, where he blocked a choke slam, hit his finisher. He wasn't impressive at all. And Bryan and Ziggler actually went at it for a majority of the match. And Team Hell No Hell retaining when Kane hit the choke slam, Dolph Ziggler tagged Bryan. Bryan did a flying headbutt, got the 1, 2, 3. So Team Hell No Hell retained the tag team titles. Good stuff there. Next was Chris Jericho versus Fandango. Fandango had a great entrance. He had like freaking 10 dancers. They're going all out for this guy. I just say that. In his match with Jericho, I thought was fine. I honestly expected to be a little bit better, but I mean, you get what you get, I guess. They did the best they possibly could, I think. They did a spot where Fandango actually got Codebreaker, rolled out of the ring so Jericho couldn't pin him. Just Jericho pretty much dominated him for the majority of the match, and Fandango actually got that lucky roll-up pin when Jericho went for the walls, and Fandango, you know, just rolled him up for the 1, 2, 3, got that cheap win off to Chris Jericho. And, you know, like I said, it was just a fine match, nothing special. All these matches, this whole show overall went by like that. It just flew by, I thought. These matches literally felt like they're like 5 minutes long. It went by really quick. It was a weird kind of show. The pace of it was kind of weird. But next, we end up getting the World Heavyweight Championship match. Alberto versus Jack Swagger. Jack Swagger got a jobber entrance. When they showed the video package and the video package ended, he was already in the ring, so pretty much there you knew the match was, WWE was going to win the match. Swagger basically had no chance after that. Damn. The match, I thought, it was fine. It felt like they tried to rush it at first, like the first 5 minutes they were really going at it, trying to hit their finishers really quick during the match, and it felt weird. The connection didn't feel like it was fully there until like the last, I'd say, like maybe 5 minutes. The first half of the match I thought was, you know, kind of like, this is weird, but the second half I thought it kind of picked up. You know, he had Zeb Coulter try to, you know, interfere in the match, and Ricardo chased him down, and it was a weird match, I thought. And Dario ended up getting the win with a very sick cross arm breaker at the end, and Swagger tapped out, so Dario retained the world title. Like I said, not that big of a match or big of a deal of a match, but it was short and simple. It was only like 10 minutes. By the way, each of these matches were barely 10 minutes, like the opener. According to Wikipedia, which are not 100% accurate all the time on these times, they get accurate probably like a week after, but for right now, apparently for the time, the opener got 10 minutes, second match got 8, third got 7, fourth got 9, the world title match got 10, so these matches aren't very long until these next 3 matches where it starts to pick up. And the next match was The Undertaker versus CM Punk. Going into this match, I wasn't really expecting much, but I think this might have been a match of the night. This was a really good match, just back and forth action. It was great. Taker, you know, Taker I questioned him after the match if he continue anymore, because he seemed very tired early on in the match. I know he hasn't really wrestled a full match since 28, but still, though, he seemed very tired very early on in the match. And it was good storytelling. I loved the match. Like I said, I didn't have high expectations for this match, but I thought it delivered really well, and I thought it was a really good match between The Undertaker and CM Punk. Paul Heyman gold at ringside, yelling and screaming for CM Punk, him trolling with the urn, just good stuff. And I love the ending, how Punk ended up being a GTS and Undertaker bounces out the ropes, picks CM Punk. I think he attempts a tombstone, or he hits a tombstone, Punk kicks out, and it was just all over the place. And I think they kept reversing each other, like Punk would grab him for the GTS, but Taker reversed to the tombstone, but Punk would recounter it into the GTS again. And I think the Undertaker finally got him up one more time for the tombstone. They got to 1, 2, 3 to go 21-0 at WrestleMania. Just a great match. There's a spot where Punk failed. Punk and tables don't go well together, because Punk had him laid out on the announce table, the Spanish announce table might have had. Try to go for the diving elbow like Shane McMahon would do. He went for it, but the table didn't break, so he kind of looked like an idiot there. But overall, a great match. This is probably match of the night, I think. Next after that, you had the no-holds-barred match, Triple H versus Brock Lesnar, and if Triple H lost, he would have to retire. Very good storytelling, I thought, in this match. This was way better than the SummerSlam match, without a doubt, in my opinion. Lesnar, he's a monster. He's a beast. He tore Triple H up in this match. It was unbelievable how bad he was kicking Triple H's ass. He gave him like 40 belly to bellies. He gave him like 10, German suplexes. He was killing him. They brought the weapons involved. I think the steel chair, the steps, and the sledgehammer were the only weapons used in this match. But it was just very well storytelling overall. Shawn Michaels ended up trying to super kick Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar takes him, spins him, picks him up, F5, and Shawn sells that F5 for like 10 minutes. He was out majority of the match, which was like, okay, you can get up any minute now. He was just laying there, and Steve said it best during the show, like, Shawn Michaels is getting paid to lay down right now. Like, stupid. But of course, Triple H, the steel steps would get involved once again. Triple H actually put Brock Lesnar in the Kimura lock, and Lesnar wouldn't tap. He actually ended up throwing Triple H on the steel steps 3 times. Triple H would end up hitting Brock Lesnar with the sledgehammer, end up hitting the pedigree on the steel steps, and getting the 1, 2, 3 to defeat Brock Lesnar. Like I said, it was really good storytelling. Way better than the SummerSlam match. This might be second behind best match of the night. Really good match, I thought. And then the main event, WWE Championship Match, The Rock versus John Cena. In my opinion, they did not make this match seem as big as it's supposed to be, because they didn't have any huge entrances. Cena didn't have his big WrestleMania entrance that he usually has. Neither did Rock. The match jumped right into it. Like, right after Triple H and Lesnar, they dove right into the match, which I didn't like at all. That they just dove right into it. Match overall was... it wasn't better than their match last year, but I think it paced and... not the pace, but I think it smoothed a lot better than their match last year. It was just, not a lot of talk about this match. Honestly, I felt myself flicking through my timeline on Twitter probably more than paying attention to the match. It wasn't the whole spectacle that it should have been, in my opinion. Definitely not as big as their match from last year. It seemed like it was just another match. It shouldn't have felt that way, but it did feel that way. It had that felt of just being another match. But Rock hit like 4 rock bottoms. Cena hit like 4 AAs. They just throwing everything at each other. I love the spot where Cena actually called this. You can ask freaking IA8 or Added to Miguel on Twitter. You can ask him. I actually called this when Cena went for the people's elbow. I said when Cena goes off the ropes, The Rock's gonna get up and Cena's gonna hold onto the ropes and do the "you can't see me" thing. The Rock, and he did that. And they went back and forth. Cena pulled out the rock bottom. The whole match definitely wasn't their best, but it wasn't a horrible match. I think a lot of people are saying that. I think someone say that's the worst match they've ever seen in their life. I'm like, you're just saying that because the match is disappointing. But it was definitely, I don't know. Like I said, it felt like it went a lot smoother, but like the overall product or the result of it wasn't as good as I thought it would be. But John Cena, my boy, rise above hate, end up winning the WWE Championship with the AA to The Rock. 1, 2, 3. Became the brand new WWE Champion. I was marking out. You can go on Steve Breach's channel. You actually have my live reaction to it. I jumped off the couch and I just was going bananas. After the match, Cena tried to make a Rock's moment, which I thought was dumb. He shook Rock's hand, gave him a hug, and basically said, "Here you go." And Cena walked out of the room, which I thought was stupid, because I'm like, you're the new WWE Champion. This should be your moment, not Rock's. Rock goes in the ring. Rock goes up on the stage. Cena goes out there. They hold each other's hands up, and the show goes off the air. Overall, WrestleMania 29. I enjoyed it, but it felt like a 3-hour Raw or normal pay-per-view. It didn't have that big WrestleMania feel to it, I thought. And oh yeah, I also forgot to mention about the Diddy concert or performance. That just shows how memorable it was. Yeah, it sucked. I'll just leave it as that. But WrestleMania, how long is this video? This like it's only like 10 minutes. 14 minutes. That sounds good. But Mania, not as good as I thought it. Well, I didn't really have any expectations, but it was good for what it was. I thought. Not the best show, not the worst show. But that was my review for WrestleMania, and yeah, I'll see you guys in 6 weeks for the Extreme Rules review and predictions. So, peace. Later, skaters. See you, baby. Whoa.